How was your weekend? All right. So we are live. It's Monday, start of a new week. It is, man, September has gone fast. It's already the 23rd. We are into autumn. Used to be my favorite time of the year. It is no longer. Not a bad time of the year, for sure. Um, but man, something about springtime. There you go. I'm bringing my desktop up. I was asked this morning on a live stream where to start with yoga. Of course, I talk about this on my members channel. Everyone assumes it's going to be an easy posture routine, asanas. However, yoga is a spiritual path. Krishna gave um, instructions to Arjuna in the Bhagavad Gita, the four paths of yoga. Karma yoga, which is the path of selfless service, that by serving others, we grow close to God. By serving others, we realize, we also escape karma, or we lessen our karma. Austin says, how you doing today? I'm doing pretty good, Austin. Thanks for asking. Appreciate that. How about you? How was your weekend? Um, and then we have Bhakti Yoga, which is yoga of devotion, devoted to your guru, to a God figure, Krishna, Shiva, could be Jesus. Um, and then we have Jnana Yoga, which is the yoga of um, self knowledge. It's the yoga of self reflection, the yoga of higher knowledge. Let's keep it at that, higher knowledge. And then we have Raja Yoga, also known as Ashtanga or Ashtanga Yoga, which is not the Ashtanga Yoga that people know now. Ashtanga Yoga now is a form of asanas that started in the 19 something. Let's see. Austin says, I'm doing good. My weekend was great. I'm glad to hear that, Austin. We all deserve a great weekend. Um, the 8 limbs of yoga, Raja Yoga. And it begins with ethical foundations all the way to samadhi, which is the last stage of meditation. We can call it bliss consciousness or God consciousness, Krishna consciousness, Christ consciousness. It doesn't matter. But it begins with the yamas. So if someone would say to me, and here's what I teach pranayama, which is the 3rd limb, and I teach meditation, which is the last 3 limbs, as well as the first 2, the yanas and the niyamas, which are the personal observances. So the yamas, we have kindness, truthfulness, non-stealing, moderation, and generosity. Where do we start practicing yoga? We start with kindness. It doesn't have to be a linear path, meaning it doesn't need to start here. And until we master that, we go on to the next. Because you know what? You never master kindness. Now, kindness it's more aptly translated as non-harm, which is why a vegetarian diet, nowadays, I'd say, man, vegan. But we take it and we pursue it where we are now. That's it. If you're not a vegetarian, if you're not a vegan, it doesn't matter. You practice non-harming from where you are now, and you include yourself. That's what we always leave out. All of these. Truthfulness. Not only are we not lying to other people, we're not lying to ourselves. We are being completely open and honest with our intent, with our actions, with our thoughts, with our emotions, all through life. as well. Non-stealing. Seems pretty obvious. Don't take what doesn't belong to you. However, start looking deeper. What doesn't belong to you? Have we ever stolen the dignity of someone? Have we ever stolen someone's um, good mood by inflicting our own bad mood upon someone? Have we ever stolen someone's self-esteem by insulting them? Do we steal a life when we don't have a vegetarian and vegan diet? And again, I'm not saying go vegan, go vegetarian. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that we examine these things. For the fourth yama, brahmacharya, which is the loosely translated as abstinence, but it's more the moderation of energy, our prana, and not sort of filtering it away. So if we're practicing moderation of energy, are we, by not forgiving others, are we squandering our emotional energy, our psychological energy, even our physical energy? So you can see how everything sort of goes deeper. The last one being generosity. Generosity isn't just about giving things to people. It can be, but think about what do we have that we don't need, that we hang on to? Sentimental reasons. Nothing matter with sentiments, but here's the great thing about these are called restraints. The great thing about practicing restraint is the opposite grows. When you practice generosity, you have more room to receive. Pretty amazing how that works. When you practice non-stealing, you're saying that you have everything you need and it's reflected in your life. You don't need to take anything from anyone. Hey, Nightmare, how are you? When you're practicing non-harmfulness, you're putting yourself in a position where you won't be harmed. Taken to the extreme, according to Patanjali and the Yoga Sutras, when you practice the entirety of the 8 limbs of yoga, and you practice ahimsa so strongly, not only are you practicing non-harmfulness, but you are putting yourself in that position where you literally cannot be harmed by others. Is that true? I don't know. I'm not an advanced yogi. I just practice. Hence the title, Just a Yogi. Just. Nothing special. The niyamas are our personal. Kendri says, Jesus loves you. Well, I appreciate hearing that. It's always nice to hear. The niyamas are personal observances. Opposite, they're not opposite of the yamas, which are the restraints, but it's opposite in that the yamas are looking out into the ethics of our connection with people, community. The niyamas were looking inwards within ourselves. So we have cleanliness, we have contentment. Contentment might be one of my favorites. Contentment is, can we just say, enough? I have enough. How much do we actually need? The pursuit of things is never a path to happiness, true happiness, because we're happy when we have it, and then we start getting a little worried. What if we lose it? I better double down. And then we start thinking more. You need a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. I think it was Walking with Goldie who gave me a prayer, and I believe it was from St. Paul. And that's a very simple prayer. May I have enough. May I be content. Beautiful prayer. Hey, poor man, how are you? Tapas is the third niyama. Tapas is discipline. And it is, tapas actually means heat. And dedication towards some type of discipline. I love that one too. Then we have self-study. Also study of the scriptures, whatever scripture it is for you. And it could be all of them. Let's see, poor man says, busy, cutting wood, working on the table. is that two separate things? You're cutting wood, or you're cutting wood to work on a table? Foreman says, Austin, um, feed me more. Let's see. And then the last one of the yamas is surrender. We are surrendering to something that is greater than ourselves. God, our version of God, the universe, life, doesn't matter. So if someone were to say where to start with yoga, that would be where you would start with yoga. Add in a little bit of breath work, 1 or 2 breaths. Unless you wanted to get extensive, and I'm happy to teach you if you are. And then just a very simple asana routine. Could be as simple as 2, 3 postures. Hey, Mir. Hey, Eric. And then meditation, which is one of the things I wanted to talk about. But first, let's head on over to Poor Man's channel. Because when we left off last night, in the previous episode of Jesse Yogi doing burpees in his basement, we left off with Poor Man's Gym. Was it 43 subscribers? I think he has 44 subscribers. So here's the objective. 6 more subscribers. Ultimately, it would be nice 7 more. It's always good to have one over the line. You guys remember the song? Man, I don't remember who it was. One toke over the line. Eric LaPointe, it's in the house, says, what's up, friend? What's up, Eric? Mir says, how are y'all, friends? We're good, Mir. How are you? Eric LaPointe says, great. Austin says hi to everyone. Getting close, brother. 44. Austin says, I'm almost at 600. That's amazing. Wasn't long ago when our friend Austin just wanted to get to 5. So Austin, we need to work on your watch hours, because you can get monetized now, 500 subs, if you have 3,000 watch hours, or at least that's going to be the case soon. I am 42 away from 6K, which would be kind of cool. I'll take it. Mir says, Brother Eric LaPointe, how are you, buddy? Mir says he's good. Hey, Xfinity, how are you, my friend? Xfinity says, hi, how you doing? I'm doing pretty good. Reese says, do you like eggs? You know what? Scrambled eggs used to be my comfort food. Always easy to make, always easy. It always sat on the stomach well, no matter how you were feeling. You could always eat eggs, and they were quick. Scrambled eggs, what, 5 minutes, 6 minutes? But I no longer eat eggs. I'm a 100% whole food, plant-based vegan. I guess technically, if I wanted to, eat the eggs, what are they called? The unfertilized eggs, I could. I don't really feel the need for it. If I ever thought that I did, I would. Eric Point is great. Now he's just bragging. He also says he likes eggs. You know who likes eggs? William Downey likes eggs. So, Reese, my friend, you're on the wrong channel. You need to be hanging out with William Downey and hang out with him in the kitchen when he eats eggs. Or hang out with Xfinity Gamer, because he eats 15 eggs a day. It's a lot of eggs, man. Xfinity says, I love eggs. What's your favorite way of having eggs? Eric LaPointe and Xfinity and Reese, what are your favorite ways of having eggs? Almost every, except for hard boiled, almost every type of egg I tried to make ended up being scrambled eggs. Mir says, hey, LaPointe, watch my video, buddy. Reese says, does a vegan diet not make you feel like shit? Tell you what, I've run a couple 100-mile races as a vegan. I've done over 110 ultra races from 50K to 100 miles and 24-hour races. I've done about 15 or 16 24-hour races. Done a few marathons. I've only done the marathons as training runs. So when I was training for like a 50-miler, I would do 20 miles the day before a marathon, and then I would run the marathon the next day, part of the training. And you know what? I feel pretty good. I just did. I just finished off 1,000 days of burpees in a row. Still going strong. Today I did. Yesterday I did 11 pull-ups. Not my best. For some reason, my pull-up strength has dropped. I did a decent workout today. No, doesn't make me feel like shit. Let's see. Eric Point says, okay to Mir. Eric Point says, I like over easy. We're still talking about eggs, right? I don't, you know what? I don't even know what over easy is. I'll be honest with you. I think I might have made them for my dad one time. Reese says, scrambled eggs, Gordon Ramsay style is the best. What does Gordon Ramsay do to make them so special? We do have vegan eggs that taste amazingly like eggs. So if I really miss the taste, I could go ahead and do it. Here says support for membership, buddy. Let me bring up Mir's channel. So you said it's a video, right? Is this something new, Mir? Is this something that I haven't seen yet? See, Mir says, so you'll get just over short videos and videos. So the last one I see was from a day ago, which I watched. I do see one new short. I will be on there right after you and Just One Sue are both on my list to go visit the shorts. So right after the live stream here, I'm going to go watch all of your shorts. Reese says eggs are life. Man, Reese certainly loves his eggs. So anyway, hey Reese, what does Gordon Ramsay do to make scrambled eggs so good? Mir says, don't forget thumbs up. All friends, thank you, Mir. You know, Eric, I don't know if I ever heard you mention your brother before. Eric says, there we go. Reese, my brother, also likes them like that. Cream of tartar. Is it tartar or tartor? Here's this. So Yogi, I just support to Jace watch hours. Nice, Mir. I had some extra watch hours for Jace this morning too. I have Tundra up as well as Trending Live. Austin drops his link for his playlist. Thank you, Austin. I'll be there, man, for sure. Jack says, I hope, hey guys, remind me, if Trending stops by today, I want to find out how many watch hours she has left. She was at 3,100, and YouTube always holds 5 in reserve. So she's getting awful close. Jack says Gordon Ramsay scrambled eggs are pretty much halfway cooked, runny scrambled eggs. Me as a chef, I want to cook or eat them. So, hey, Jack, what would you do? How would you do it differently? It certainly doesn't sound appetizing, does it? Jack says, I'm new here. Here's what I used to love about scrambled eggs. You could just add so much. You know what I mean? When I was eating meat, I would scramble eggs and I would put some type of meat. I'd put some type of cheese. I'd put mushrooms. Anything, really. Runner Boy says, be prepared for an arm workout later live today. I just mentioned you, Runner Boy. Jack says, I'm new here. Well, welcome, my friend. Appreciate it. Eric says, I have two brothers, Yogi. The oldest. Hey, are you close with your brothers? Maria says, Eric and Eric Yogi. Yeah, that's a lot of Erics. The legend, the myth, is that two Erics cannot exist in the same live stream. It'll have some type of quantum repercussions, which is why I had to change my name to Yogi. I don't even practice yoga. I don't even know what yoga is. But in order to circumnavigate the quantum, let's call it quantum malware, it had to be done. I was protecting the universe. Guys, you're welcome. Mira says, how are you, Runner Boy? Runner Boy says, I'd fully scramble the egg, but that's just me. Fully scramble, not partially scramble. Well, you can't have a part. Is it still scrambled eggs if it's only partially? Can you partially scramble something? I mean, that would be just cutting it in pieces, right? Austin and Amir say hi to Runner Boy, as does Eric Point. Jack says, just a plain old scrambled eggs kind of guy, salt, pepper, and we can go there, make a nice omelet. Nice. The reason why I would do all that stuff in my scrambled eggs is because every time I tried to make an omelet, it ended up scrambled eggs. I'd get frustrated, it would break apart, and I'd just say, screw it, and scramble it up. Hey, Jack, what kind of chef are you? Xfinity says, I got to keep up with protein. I like my war. So are you powerlifting or bodybuilding, Xfinity? Sarah says, can't hurt me, David Goggins. A lot of my friends are David Goggins fans. He's okay. I appreciate his ultra running. Hey, anyone who can run Badwater, I'm actually faithful friends. He's actually a vegan. He has won Harvey Lewis. Look him up. He won Badwater, and I've actually been in races with him before. He's also he does the backyard events. A backyard event is you have a set course, and you, let's say it's 4 miles, and you have to start on the hour every hour, and you have as much time. Sometimes it's more. Sometimes it might be 5 miles. You have as much time to rest until the next hour starts. So you need to get that time in each hour, and you only have that much time, and you just keep going. It's called a backyard event because it was originally held in people's backyards, and it can go on for days. I think Harvey Lewis got 470 some miles. The big news in the ultra running community, I forget her name. Shoot. 40 days, 2,190 miles, the Appalachian Trail. She got the fastest known time. That averages out to about 55 miles a day, nonstop, on the Appalachian Trail. There's some cruisable sections on the trail, but there are some places that are horrendous. Smoky Mountains for the climb. The Northeast is just rock after rock after rock. You're kicking rocks the entire time. It's just not not an easy trail. Rocky and Rudy. Runner Boy says, you have heard of beans on toast. What about beans on scrambled eggs? It's acceptable, I guess, if you like beans. Rhea says, yes, sir. One Eric's very, very healthy. One Eric is slim. Runner Boy says, not gonna lie, beans on toast is 10 out of 10. You know what? You can't go wrong with toast. Plain old toast. Remind me, end of the live stream, I'm going to give you my recipe for toast. Austin says, how is everyone today? Xfinity says, raw. Oh, you like your... What did I miss, Xfinity? Rhea says, so Yogi, beautiful people here. Rick says, he used to always eat raw eggs. Rocky style. Just down them. I tried that after Rocky and it did not go well. I used to put them in a shake. When I was about 14 years old, I trained with 14 to 15. I trained with the current Mr. Maryland back then. That's back when the contest had Mr. before. And he was like, if you want to get big, you need extra calories, you need extra protein. Here is a shake for you. This is before meal replacement shakes were even thought of. And it was tuna. And if you were bulking up, you had it with the oil. If you were cutting up, it was with water. And you had eggs, raw eggs dumped in, desiccated liver. You had, if you were cutting up, skim milk, if not whole milk, desiccated liver, brewer's yeast, and back then the protein powder was Tiger's Milk. I don't know if anyone is old enough to remember Tiger's Milk. Jack says, I'm a lost chef. I basically cook Filipino foods. Nice. I'm living in the Philippines, but from Michigan. My fiance, she loves my spaghetti and lasagna, since it's made quite different here. Well, that's a big change, man, from Michigan, which is a beautiful state, all the way to the Philippines. Congratulations on the fiance, on the whenever it might be, the wedding. Jack says he used to cook all kinds of things, but my long vacation here kind of killed my culinary thoughts. You think they might resurface? Runaway says, I don't like things that have too much different flavors. You mean like mixed together at once? Voice says, after shit like that, I would go vegan too. Yeah, it was pretty bad. But you know what? When you're 15 and you want to be a bodybuilder, and Mr. Maryland says, drink this, you drink it. You nod your head, you say, yes, sir, and you drink it. Around the same time, I worked out with Wayne Wilson. I don't know if anyone knows the name of Wayne Wilson. Probably not. He was the first, and maybe only, Howard County, Howard High graduate to make it into professional football. He went to Shepherd College and was drafted by New Orleans Saints. I think he played for them for about 8 years. Decent running back. And then he finished off playing for the Redskins the year they won the Super Bowl, but he was a scab. Not really a scab as he was professional, but he was brought on to play. And they refused to give him a ring. He had to take him to court. Anyway, he's the first person I ever spotted on a bench, 400 pounds. And I was like 14, skinny. If he hadn't gotten 400 pounds, I don't know what I would have done. Ran away. But he knew he could get it. He was just giving me confidence. Jack says, my brother and I, back in 86. All right, so man, you and I are about around the same. Used to drink raw eggs since we did the food when we were kids. Straight liquid protein. How old are you, Jack? 86, I was, man, how old was I? I was 21 in 86. Mr. Bones says Tiger Milks makes me remember Matt Rex. Matt Rex was the real first meal replacement shake. And Mr. Bones, do you remember when it came in 2 separate containers and you had to put them together? Matt Rex, and then maybe 3-4 years later, EAS came out with their, and they also came out with Myoplex, which was the first creatine. Golden age of supplements. Hot Rocks, oh, Hot Stuff, which was everything. Hot Stuff was sort of an all-encompassing protein thing. Burner Boy says, yeah, give me one ingredient at a time. That makes sense. What about ice cream, though? You don't like to mix up ice cream? I could eat straight up vanilla ice cream all the time. Vanilla, my favorite flavor. Jack says, I think when I get back, I will gain my weight and rediscover cooking real food. Jack is 43. All right. I got you by a decade and a half. A little over a decade and a half. 43 is a good age. 40s were a great decade. 50s were too, man. This is my last year. I'm halfway through my last year in my 50s. I mentioned before I finished my first 100-mile race a week after my 50th birthday, after 3 failed attempts. And I finally nailed it. Hey, William, how are you? Mr. Bones says, yep. You remember, Mr. Bones, you remember Ultimate Orange from Dan Duquesne, which was an energy drink that would get you fired up. I think there might have been something illegal in it. I wonder if they even still make that. Dan Duquesne passed away. He was called the steroid guru of his time, of his age. Let's see. Jack says Breyer's natural vanilla ice cream is the best. Childhood ice cream was Superman. I miss this. I miss those days. Here's a good thing about being a kid: you could eat whatever you want. If I was allowed, I would easily sit down and eat an entire gallon of Breyer's vanilla ice cream. Vanilla swirl, Breyer's ice cream. Hey, they make really good. You guys are gonna laugh at me. They make really good vegan ice cream now. Ben and Jerry's makes an excellent. One boy says not mixed ice cream, but and their own spots on the dish. I'm laughing. Nothing the matter with that. Hey, Tandra, how are you? Tandra says, I've been listening while eating my dinner and give you a thumbs up. Much appreciated, Tandra. How are you, my friend? I mentioned you earlier because we were talking about watch hours. Let's see. Point says, I remember Ultimate Orange. Did you ever use it? Man, you had to be careful because it would get you almost too fired up. Mr. Bones says, no, sir, but sounds rad. Yeah, that was the time in the late 90s. Well, let's go mid to late 90s when supplements actually started getting good. You actually started getting results from supplement. Excuse me, guys. Rip Fuel. Who remembers Rip Fuel? I think they still make it. They still make Hydroxycut. Rip Fuel, when it had ephedrine in it with the green tea extract, literally did burn fat. Jack says, the bad thing, I don't mean to laugh at you. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you. The bad thing is that I'm lactose intolerant, but I like dairy and I don't care. Hey, at least you're willing to suffer for your love. You know what I mean? I respect that. Wonder Boy says, I'm going to watch Grave of the Fireflies for the first time. I haven't heard of that before. William says, I hope so, Jack. I am no chef or cook. I do not find joy in low-level, repetitious menus of common establishments. Not that I could even get employment at one. Dismal is my future. But I'm going to take exception with that. Because we simply don't know what the future is going to be, William. I personally see bright things happening for William Hart. I see great things happening for William Hart. Let's see. Hey, Stuart, how are you? Hello, my friend. Hello, Yogi, my spirit human. Hello, Stuart, my What Up app, buddy. My first one ever. My first conversation on What App. Stuart the Fish Whisperer, who was in my phone as first name Stuart, last name the Fish Whisperer. Let's see. Tanya says, yes, I heard you. Thank you. You're always welcome. I mentioned before, I like your playlist. I like listening to your live stream. So, for me, it's a pleasurable thing to do. Help someone out. I get some joy in it. It's a win-win. Tanya says, hey, other Eric. We always get confused over who the other Eric is. So I guess by age, I have slight seniority. If we go by beards, well, then Eric Lapointe is clearly the winner. If we go by hair, Eric Lapointe is clearly the winner. I might not have said that a couple weeks ago, but I finally saw Eric Lapointe without a hat or a bandana. It was a big day for me, which shows you how how simple my life actually is. That I took immense joy and pleasure in seeing Eric Lapointe without a hat. Guys, I got to get out more. Jack says menus here in the Philippines are the menus are Seuss. Not sure what that means, Jack. Let's see. Tanya says, Eric Lapointe, what is that emoji? I often wonder. That is the salute. And in the burpee community, it is the highest regard that you can give someone, honestly. Eric says, yes, I did use it, and they made it in pill form. I didn't like the way it made me feel because I don't need help getting fired up. Also use Rip Fuel. Eric Lapointe is old school bodybuilding. Yeah, man, you name a supplement up until 2000 or so, and I'm almost sure that I tried it. Some absolutely garbage. HMB does absolutely nothing. Skip it. Everyone says, I appreciate it, but I already know the future. Short of a miracle, nothing will change. Absolutely not true. No one knows the future. No one knows the future because it's never set in stone. Even the greatest Vedic astrologers, and in my own opinion, the Vedic astrologers are just almost always seem on the money. They will say this is the trend. If you continue thinking like this, doing these actions, these are the results. If you change how you think, even by a thought, if you change how you perceive the world, then everything changes. Everything changes. William, right now, the entire future can open up. But you need to examine, how am I viewing the world? How am I viewing myself? How am I viewing my thoughts? And put into action. Let synchronicity guide you. Meditate. Never skip a day. I know it sounds, I don't want to do that. Everyone says that. Meditation is the action of non-action. Your entire life will change when you start meditating. Tandra says that's good and well-deserved, Tandra. A well-deserved salute. From Eric LaPointe, from me, my friend. Tandra says, Eric LaPointe, got you. Suspect, got you. Thanks, Jack. Hey, Beth, how are you? Beth says, hello. Like 13. Much appreciated. Let's see. Tandra drops a link. I got it up. Man, that's beautiful. Man, that's a beautiful beach. Guys, make sure you check it out. So, I just liked and left a comment, Beth. Impressive beach. Guys, always feel free. Drop your channel and drop your link. It doesn't even have to be YouTube involved. If you got something important going on in your life, let us know. If we can help you in any way, let us know. If I can help you in any way, let me know. I've mentioned before, let's see. William says, I'm getting pissed off by being told I did not try anything different. I wasted 4 hours trying to meditate and doing the stupid breathing exercises last night. I spent the morning with positive affirmations, not a damn thing. It doesn't work that way, William. Not well enough to be here anymore, sorry. Take care, shit on everyone every day. Bye. I'm sorry, William. Meditation doesn't work that way. You can't sit and meditate for 4 hours and say, why isn't my life different? Meditation is the path. It is the path. It unfolds from there. It is not looking at your watch and saying, okay, now I can expect things to be different. We've talked about this before. It's a process. It's the entirety of your life. It's devoting your life to you. Devoting your life to you. Not as a, what will I get out of it? Let's see. Jack says my playlist will put anyone to sleep too long and random and something I'm not proud of at all. Best played with very low volume and forget it exists while on vacation holiday. What of course that gets me curious. I got to check it out. So actually, Jack, I just subscribed to you, my friend. Here I see one thing. Jake Paul, Mike Tyson, who's going to win? Who do you think's going to win? I got it, man. Tyson, he's my age. A little bit younger. Mira says, how are you, Brother William? William's not doing too well. So it seems. And I'm sorry to hear that because I really, really like William. I consider him a friend. Um, I wish we could spend more time actually talking one on one. Anytime you approach like meditation or yoga with the what will I get out of it, doesn't work. Nothing works that way. You don't go to therapy for 4 hours and say, why am I not different? Um, and I don't want to say too much more because I don't want to sound like I'm picking on William. I absolutely love William. And I would do anything I could to help him. Let's see. What's the best flavor of Hot Pocket? It's a good question. It says Inferno. I don't eat Hot Pockets. And you know what? When they do make a vegan, Daya had a vegan Hot Pocket. And there was one with potatoes. It had vegan cheese. It had something else in it. And it was awesome. They don't make them anymore. So the better question is, it's for you. Same question. What do you think is the best? Probably pizza anything. Pizza anything Hot Pocket would have to be the best. Jack says pepperoni all day. Mir says, Brother William, my best wishes and prayers for your happiness, my brother. I agree, Mir. Thank you for that. Inferno says, I would think Philly or cheeseburger. Cheeseburger, probably. Broccoli and cheese. You do like broccoli and cheese. Odom says, you see me winning the lottery soon, Yogi. I see you winning the lottery of life, Odom. A happy life retired in your homestead. Sunshine and a breeze. Your dogs, your loving wife, your kids nearby. That is the lottery that I see you winning. If some money comes along the way, that's a bonus. Furnace says, Eric, that one smacks too. Forgot about that one. Yeah, and again, you know what? Pizza anything. The Pizza Hot Pockets. Odom, I hope you had a good weekend, my friend. Mir says, hey, brother Odom there. Eric Lapointe says, yes, Odom. Thumbs up from Eric Lapointe. I have a feeling Eric Lapointe has a magic 8-ball in front of him that he just shook. And it said, yes. So, hey, it's got to be. Jack says, Tyson. Tyson, but Jake can throw a punch. Man, Tyson's old, but he's in shape and he's got the skills. Vintage Tyson, very few people would have stood a chance. I think a vintage Tyson would have given Ali a run for the money. I got to root for being an old guy. I got to root for an old guy. Hey, William, I'm glad you stuck around. I used last night as an example. I did not keep a meticulous record of every day. I'm tired of being told ways of making changes in my life. If I don't try to do them and yet nothing changes, as if I won't try to do them. So, William, let's pick a time. Let's talk after the live stream. I can end it in 10 minutes, and you and I can have a conversation. I don't know if I can offer any help whatsoever. I don't want to give you any advice whatsoever. I've mentioned before, man, I've made a mess of much of my life. I literally drank an entire decade away. But man, even with all that, I have managed to be joyful through all of it, every bit of it. So I don't know if I could offer you a taste of that. That's what meditation does. Meditation doesn't bring you to, um, meditation is success. It doesn't bring you to success. I hope that makes sense. That meditation gives you equanimity so that you are able to view things not rising too high with the highs, not going too lows with the lows, but being able to navigate through them. Teaches you how to surf. Life is always going to throw waves at you. You can be washed up on the shore, stranded, or you could be drowned by a wave, or you can learn how to surf. Meditation is the skill of surfing through the waves of life, as is breath work, as is yoga. You also begin to notice synchronistic events. Your heart opens. But all this takes time. It takes consistency and practice, not I'm going to meditate for 4 hours and then see what happens. It's a commitment to a lifetime, a lifestyle of being open to spirit, of being guided, not being forceful in, I'm going to butt my head up against life. It's setting intent. In Sanskrit, it's called sankalpa, and letting that intent work for you. It's like if you plant a tomato seed and in an hour you dug it up and said, what? No tomato yet? How come it's not sprouting? And you dump a gallon of water on it. And you come back a couple hours later and you dig it up. And I'm not saying that you're doing this at all. I'm not saying anything. I'm just offering you, through a long time of meditating and teaching meditation, the things that I've seen happen. For me, everything began to change completely on its own without me setting the agenda. And that's the gift, that I don't need to set the agenda. I set an intent, I watch how it unfolds, and I follow those synchronistic events as they do. And you know what? I'm not even suggesting you make improvements to yourself. I'm not a big believer in self-improvement. For one, what self are we talking about? Can you actually pinpoint a self? If you ever have a glimpse of that non-self, you realize the folly of self-improvement. There's no actual self to improve. However, that doesn't mean that the person, William Hart, no self involved, can't have a better life. The two aren't mutually exclusive. Mir says, William, bro, blessings and prayers for changing your life, my brother. Thank you, Mir. Rua says, being effectively fed a string of BS or place-stated responses has to escape their sense of responsibility for offering to help. Hey, Salina, how are you, my friend? I mention you frequently. Sending prayers, always. How are you? Selena says broccoli. The stalk contains the most fiber, while broccoli leaves are highest in cell-protecting antioxidants, vitamin E, K, and calcium. I have broccoli every day. I probably have had broccoli every day for 20 plus years. Either raw or very slightly steamed. William says, I was better off being solitary by myself and being quiet. I simply believe that talking about it in any capacity, trying to get help, would fix anything. Man, William, I really, really wish I could convince you that you're not broken in any way. You don't need to be fixed. Tostino's pizza rolls. Nothing like the flavor of molten lava. Not knowing what flavor it was. Flavor was memories. I do remember those. Odom says, "I'll take the money." But what would you do with the money? You might buy bigger land, right? A bigger garden, more seeds, another dog. William says, "Don't forget, William, the seasons are changing. It affects your body without you knowing it. You can see it in animals." Wise words from Eric Lapointe. Thank you, Eric. Odom says, "More of the same, just work." Which says, "I believe giving beyond myself to show support to people that I either didn't agree with or support because it cost me nothing. We go along to get along. Community support and spent less." Mir says, "William, brother, if you help anyone, a third power helps you." I agree, Mir. And that working on anything that effectively gives me the ability to earn enough to live or find peace in a job. Mir is offering prayers. Hey, Dagmar, how are you, my friend? Nice to see you. Man, you had a nice, long, and beautiful vacation. Roy says, "I'm like a glove being stretched to try and hold a bowling ball, trying my damnedest to help everyone and myself while trying to be enough for society to have a decent job, and I'm no closer." Dagmar's waving. "It is stupid feeling I am demanding tangible progress for my effort, but not making any progress despite all the changes, and effort feels like a slap in the face. How can so much desire uh, be routinely and effortlessly crushed as it never amounts to anything?" William, do you want to talk? And it's okay if you don't want to, but if you do, let me know. And I'll be doing another live stream in a few hours, so I can say goodbye. You and I can have a nice conversation, half an hour or so. One thing I want to add is when you do all that stuff, William, and the last thing you want is spiritual platitudes. I know you've had enough of them, but I'm going to give you one more, and I'm sorry, I apologize. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna tells Arjuna that you are entitled to your effort, you are entitled to your work, you're entitled to your actions, but you are not entitled to the fruit of your actions. That does not belong to you. That you cannot predict. So just like the myth of Sisyphus, push the rock up, it rolls down. You push the rock up, it rolls down. He was damned eternal hell to do that for infinity. And you know what? He found meaning in the repetition, smiling as he pushed it up, smiling as it rolled back down, knowing he had to do it one more time. He found meaning in it, knowing that there was no result, just continuous effort, continuous effort. Jack says, "I've been going through and still going through very rough times in life here, halfway around the world. Some things upset me, and I've learned to tune things out, like negativity. Think of positivity always." Well done, Jack. Hey, wishing you well. Wishing you well in the Philippines. Dagmar saying hi to Poor Man. Hey, Dagmar, are you subscribed to Poor Man by any chance? We are hoping to get Poor Man to 50 subs. So 51 subs, one in the bank. So he can do some live streaming. William says, no, I want to bawl my eyes out. Hey, I can call you, and if all you want to do is cry, I'm more than happy to be on the phone with you when you cry. If you need to bawl your eyes out, bawl your eyes out. Cathartic. Express yourself. Jack says, broccoli is extremely expensive here in the Philippines, and they are so small. Why is that? Are they not growing broccoli in the Philippines? Does it have to be imported? Greg Point says, Jack, yes. Dagmar says, Jack, I think that's the best way. It's not always easy. Here's what I found. I don't control the positivity. I don't control the negativity. But I can be the openness, the spaciousness, the awareness that is untouched by positivity or negativity. And that is beyond positivity, beyond negativity. It's just pure joy itself, pure accepting joy. And honestly, I mean accepting as in you accept what comes. A sense of, as I was mentioning to William, the real gift of meditation is equanimity, learning to surf those waves. But that isn't to say that focusing on what we want isn't a better option than focusing on what we don't want. Because where we put our focus, it will expand. If we're putting our focus on what we don't want, guess what? We're limiting our opportunity for the things that we want to come into our lives because we'll miss them. We won't perceive them. Hey, Night Watcher. Night Watcher, Ada Rubber Ducky. I don't know if that was the wisest thing to do. William says, why would you eat a rubber ducky? It's a good question, William. Jack said, if I'm depressed, I'll go and watch a YouTube video that makes me happy and pushes the bad out. And I sleep happy and remind myself in the morning that life is good. You woke up. Absolutely. That's why I have the practice, and I mention this probably every day. I say thank you every morning. I read it from the Christian mystic, 12th century mystic Eckhart Tolle. Meister Eckhart, I almost said Eckhart Tolle, where he said, if the only prayer you ever say is thank you, that would be enough. So I started doing this probably in the late 80s, and it was a chore, and I forgot all the time. And sometimes I would remember, and I would say, why am I saying it? 1, I have a hangover. 2, I wrecked my car last night. 3, I have absolutely nothing to be happy about or thankful for. My girlfriend just left me for the 6th time, or a general theme along those lines. Why she kept coming back to me, by the way, I have no idea. Why we're still friends on Facebook, by the way, I still have no idea, but I'm glad that we are. But as I continued with it, as I continued saying thank you, thank you, thank you every morning, something began to shift. And I started thinking about, so what am I really thankful for? And then I started noticing all the things that I did have that I was thankful for. And then it started becoming spontaneous. I no longer had to think, thank you, thank you, thank you. It just came to my lips first thing in the morning when my eyes opened, and I saw an entire universe that was given to me, supporting me. Everything had to be perfectly balanced. Imagine if the elements occurred a little different right after the Big Bang. We had more helium, less nitrogen. Imagine if the sun was a millimeter of a millimeter of a millimeter closer or farther away. Imagine if we didn't have the moon to affect the tides. Imagine if the atmosphere was slightly different. Did I wake up? and my eyes open, that I have eyes to open. Everything became an experience of gratefulness. And that's what brought me joy. That's what led to just a great surrender into life itself and all that it offers. So yeah, hey, Jack, I absolutely agree, 100%. Odom says, yes, I think if you speak negatively of your life, negative things will happen. But if you speak positive, positive things will happen. As man thinketh. Night Watcher says, William, my heart, because I want to. Hey, Mr. Bones, how are you? Mr. Bones says, William Hart sounds like he's trying to find purpose and a way to fill his spiritual vessel. Again, the only constant in life is change. It's been hard to ask for help and accept help. Thank you for being honest. Thank you for saying that, Mr. Bones. Thank you for sharing that. Dagmar said, just connected to Poor Man. Left a comment as well. Thank you for that. Where does that put us with subscribers? We are at 45. Hey, Night Watcher, are you subscribed to Poor Man's Gym? Poor Man says, thanks, Seymour. We'll sub back. William says, I'm not unthankful for what I have. Sorry. Fell behind it quick. William says, Jack, I've been doing that. Like I said, people suggest things as I have not been trying these things. It feels like slapping a Band-Aid on a crumbling dam. It isn't finding a solution for the catastrophe. Mr. Bones says, the more I listen, seems like you're in the right place. Who is that, Mr. Bones? Dagmar says, Odom, thumbs up. Trying to be positive about really small things in life makes us happier as well, if you ask me. And Jack says, broccoli is like the size of your fist, and the rest of it goes to your elbows. Is more of the broccoli floret kind of guy, not the tree trunk part. Okay, got you. Floret. Huh, yeah, that doesn't sound good at all. It would be like gnawing on a log. Poor Man says, having a struggle shorting the sandbag. Got it close. Think my upper back needs more work getting it closer to the shoulders. You keeping it close to your body as you're bringing it up. Christopher says, hey, my friend Ellen dyed her hair ginger recently because she found out she has Irish heritage. What's your opinion on that? And can I get a shout out to my girl, Ellen? You can get a shout out to your friend, to your girl, Ellen. Hey, Ellen. Hey. And you know what? I don't really have an opinion. I think dyeing your hair to make yourself happy is a wonderful thing to do. I think shaving your head to make yourself happy is a wonderful thing to do. Whatever it is that you desire to do, if it harms no person, including yourself, and it is reflecting your own innate joy in being alive, celebrating Irish heritage, good for you. Good for her. And good for you for being a friend. Warrior says, Night Watcher, I mean, what led you to wanting to eat it? Not that I think it's good or bad, I just want pretext. Christopher says, I feel like she shouldn't change her appearance. For me, the important thing to remember is knowing that my own personal thoughts should never reflect the reality of another person. That I could feel that someone shouldn't do this or shouldn't do that, but that doesn't change my support for that person doing what they wish to do. Let's see. Hey, Savage Batman, how are you? Savage Batman says, how are you? I'm doing good, my friend. I appreciate you being here. Dagmar says, thank you to poor man. William says, I am not unthankful for what I have. I cannot achieve progress to keep it or even survive. If it actively works against me, why fight for life? Eric says, well, how does Ellen feel? If it makes her feel good, I think it's a good thing. Absolutely agree. Mr. Bones says, I'm taking the vibe. Thank you, Mr. Bones. I appreciate you being here. Jack says, can you hit me up on Facebook if possible after? Up to you. Absolutely. Is it the same? Jack, that's Hopson. I got Facebook up right now, actually. If I can type correctly. I think I found you. You're originally from Clinton, Michigan. You mentioned from Michigan. So I just sent you a message. There's not an option. There's an option to follow, but not an option to be friends. So I'm going to follow you, and I'll send you a message as well. Nice to connect. Hey, if anyone else is on Facebook, I've mentioned this before, and you want to connect, happy to. Eric Point says, hey to Savage. Now what you says, well, aim, I ate a rubber ducky because PETA agents shot me for trying to eat an actual duck, and I had to eat rubber ducky to fill my hunger. That makes no sense at all. Austin is back. William says, oh dang, Night Watcher, you cannot eat duck where you are. It's commercially available here. Well, I don't think PETA actually cares one way or the other if people eat ducks. Now, if you were cruel to the duck before you ate it, unless it was the actual rubber ducky, then do whatever you want. But if you're cruel to the duck, that would be a different story. PETA doesn't care if you eat meat, although I think probably most of them are vegans. Militant vegans, as you guys know, I'm not a militant anything, let alone vegan. It's my own choice. I fully support other people in doing what other people do. Let's see. Jack says the smaller things in life can build you up easier than climbing large stepping stones for happiness. The slow inches is the road I take. Don't rush things. Jack Hobson. Excellent advice. I mention this all the time as well. St. Catherine of Siena beautifully said, all the way to heaven is heaven. Meaning, every step you take is the step that you take. Every step to enlightenment is enlightenment. Every time you sit in meditation is an awakening experience. That's what it's for. It is not to achieve anything. You're never going to achieve anything through meditation. However, you open yourself up to things being achieved. You've gained a support system. You've subjugated your own ego for something larger to work through you. Your desires change. Eric LaPointe says he's great. So is that related to something, or is it an announcement? Eric LaPointe says, I'm great. Because if it's an announcement, I'm going to go on the record right here to say I agree with Eric LaPointe 100%. Eric LaPointe is great. I've always thought so. And it's nice to have affirmation from Eric LaPointe himself to support my theory of Eric LaPointe greatness. There you go. William says, I agree with that, Eric. Nothing bad about dyeing their hair. They feel like it helps them live happier. Just supporting them with love and acceptance is a great thing to do as a friend. Absolutely. 100%, William. Jack says, should be the same. Yep, I got you. Hey, Specs. How are you, my friend? Specs is on my short list of all-time favorite live streamers. All right, I'm going to be honest. It's not that short of a list. But it is a mental. When I see someone live streaming, I do what I can to make sure that I'm there. Eric's LaPointe on the list, by the way. How can you not enjoy a good tractor ride? And he's not on the list, but he will be. Hopefully today. Poor Man's Gym. Hey, Specs, are you subscribed to our friend Poor Man's Gym by any chance? Specs says, I'm okay, thanks. He says, that's really kind of you. Specs says, cheers. Nice. You know what? When I complimenting someone's live stream, I want everyone to know that I'm 100% sincere in what I'm saying. That my favorite live streamers are the ones who are just authentically themselves without apology, pretense. They're just sharing themselves. Tandra's that way. Specs is that way. Odom is that way. And of course, Eric LaPointe is that way. Mr. Bone says, anyone know anything about Devin Lorette? I bet you Runaway does. The arm wrestler. He seems like a beast. Man, arm wrestlers are scary. It's a scary strength that they have. Hey, Eric, didn't you say that you arm wrestled at one point? Jack says, I think you accidentally went to one of my different Facebook I don't use. I just turned my profile pic and posted my pic completely upside down. Ah. I think I got you. Is it like stereo equipment? Oh, okay. Nope, I got you, my friend. Nope, it still says the same thing. There's no no option. No option to friend. Look, it says, was on Specs Live yesterday. It was great. Yep, I didn't get a chance to leave a comment, but I had her up as well. Twitter's actually pretty hated by us, as they do extreme stunts to stop animal cruelty and to stop eating animals. And the ironic thing is that 6% of the animals they rescue are put down. Poor man says, got a few subs from shorts I put up yesterday. Nice. That's how to do it. Felipe says, Scary Bill. So you saying I'm scary, Boo? Or I'm scary and calling me Boo? Let me know so that I can have the proper response. Format says I do a bit of forearm lifting, supination. Boy says, yes, I used to, but I'm afraid of breaking my arm, so I stopped. It really is a brutal sport. Eric Point says, Evan's a beast. I never did it outside of like being stupid in a bar. But I've watched some people and I've watched some competitions, ESPN. And again, it really is the intensity. And like Eric said, afraid of breaking the arm. It's a true fear. Mr. Bowen says, nice. Thanks for the feedback, guys. Absolutely. All right, guys. I'm going to go ahead and call it an afternoon. A few things to do. I'll be back 5-ish, 5:15. If you guys aren't busy, if you aren't tired of me already, come on by and hang out. We'll keep talking about what we talk about, whatever that might be. Poor man says, thank you, Yog. Absolutely. Hey, I'm hoping evening live stream, we're going to get you 5 more subs. Oh, you know what? I know 2 I can get you right off the bat. Let me pull in a favor from Mocha. Actually, I can't do that. I'm the one that owes her. I'm the one that owes her favors. She owes me absolutely nothing. So I will ask for another favor. Hey, Eric, how are you? Eric says, hello, my friend. We have an unprecedented 3 Erics in the house. And Eric Vren, one of my favorite people to watch working out. He is a pull-up and burpee legend. I hope you guys are subscribed to Eric Veron. He is just awesome to watch. Eric Point says, nice 3 Erics. I don't know if we can ever top this event. I'm glad I waited. I'm glad it didn't end a little bit earlier. Who knows if we'll ever get 3 Erics in the house again. So Hid says, yesterday was history. Tomorrow is a mystery. But today is a gift. That's why it's called the present. Nicely said, my friend. Thank you for that. Jack says, I think I accidentally privated my account. Okay, I sent you a message. So it might be like in the spam department because I don't know you. Or I'm just meeting you. I don't know you on Facebook. So if you find it, just go ahead and you and I can connect. All right. Hey, William, I'm going to end the live stream. Do you want to talk for a few minutes or is it just too much for you right now? Understandable. Either way, just let me know. Go ahead and send me a message on Facebook if you want, William, and we'll talk. And again, hey, if anyone else is on Facebook and they want to connect, awesome. And by the way, I finally have a WhatsApp. Let me know if anyone wants to connect on WhatsApp. My very first WhatsApp friend, Stuart the Fish Whisperer. And you know what? Couldn't ask for a better friend. William says, I want to, but will not know about what. Well, let's just talk and see what happens. Come on, my friend. Says, hi there, long time no see. It has been a long time. How are you? Roy says, I kind of said everything. I'm still just applying for jobs. All right. If you change your mind, send me a message. And with that, guys, I'm going to say goodbye for now. I'll be around a bit later. Come on by, say hi. Very much appreciated. One last comment. If you guys are not subscribed to Poor Man's Gym, please do. Because you won't regret it. It's a high quality effort and workouts, and just a very unique way of going about his fitness regime, his fitness regiment. It's pretty cool. So I think you guys would enjoy it. And he's a really good guy. There you go. Rowan says 46. Nice. Also, Mir has some new stuff up. So if you guys don't mind checking out all the Mir stuff, and just keep helping each other out, doing the best that we can do. With that, I'm going to see everyone later. Take care, guys.